G'day everybody and welcome back. You probably remember when I built this die holder. It was originally a Hemingway kit. It had a couple of changes. Barry done a few modifications to it and made it a bit better. What we've found with this actuator fork is it is a bit sloppy and it's a bit light on in this handle, and I've already broke the handle once. It doesn't take much to break that thread off. It's too small. So the first modification we're going to do is build a new actuator fork, and these are the plans. Barry done up a set of plans and I redrew it just to help me with my offsets and all that sort of thing. So that's what it's going to look like. It's bulked up in this area here. It's a bit thicker. It's just going to make it a better unit. Also, there's going to be some adapters that go in each end to hold taps, not just dies. So it'll be you'll be able to use it for doing internal threads as well. So what I've done off camera is prepped up a piece of steel. It's to the right length, the right width and the right thickness. So, and I've done some dummy marks on it, just idiot proof it a bit for myself. And see, like I say, I sat down on the computer and redrew it in Fusion and just gave myself all my offsets I need to do the internals, like the internal radiuses. Yeah, so it's just going to be a lot better. So instead of being an M6 thread on this, I think it's M6, it's going to be an M8. So just all beefed up a bit. Anyway, hope you enjoy. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while and finally getting me dot around to doing it. So what I'm going to do now is just spot the 4 holes. So this front corners here are originally meant to be a 1.5mm radius. I'm changing that to 2, and these two are they're a 6mm radius in these corners. I'll get them spotted, make sure everything looks right and it lines up on me silly marks. See if I haven't made a mistake and go from there. They all lined up, so I'll drill and ran M4 there and M12 there. Righto, these reamers are extremely cheap, eBay specials. Didn't pay a lot for them and they're not real good, so. As you can see, the centre portion isn't concentric to the top of the shank, but they do the job. One day I will buy a better set. You can even see the grind on them, on the shank there. This centre portion isn't concentric with this. Anyway, they're doing the job. Okay, now all I've got to do is cut the guts out. Okay, I've got a 10mm carbide cutter up. I really don't know what it's like, but we're going to find out. Okay, I'll see if I can get you around, have a bit of a better look. Anyway, the centre pocket's in there. What I have to do is I've got to knock this centre piece out and then lower two outer edges down on both sides to form the hump in the middle. But that's the lawnmower going again. The grass grew 1/4 inch, got to mow it. I ain't complaining. I had this cool little ER16 collet Chuck sent in with a set of collets. It's going to be handy, being a lot smaller than the ER40 for running real small end mills. So thanks very much, mate. I've just been in on the computer again, worked out the offsets. So I'm going to drill and ream these 4 positions. When I lay it back down to take these edges off, just go up to where that radius starts. So it's handy being able to use Fusion. I've only got the hobby version, but still plenty good enough to like to draw this up, and once you learn how to drive it. But first off, I've got to put an M8 thread down through the guts there. Look at these cute little collets, these AR16s, they're tiny. I really like these AR16s. You can see what you're doing. You haven't got that big nut, only a big nut on the handle. Okay, so I'm over the first position, going with about a 3.5mm drill, and then I'll run down with a 4mm end mill. And that ain't going to work because it wants to kick off. It's too close to the edge. It's a good way to de-hair your brush, isn't it? That was almost a bad mistake. Okay, so that is now set up that I can flip it on its side again and machine these faces down, these four sides. I've also got to put a little radius on these, 1.5mm radius on these four corners of that centre block. Flip it over and do the same to the other side. We're shooting for 9.52 and we got 9.53. I think we can live with that. So now I've got to swap over and do these top radiuses. I reckon I'll leave it at that. Okay, we have to open up this area and it has to be 26.4mm gap or opening once I finish. So go through this cutter and then shift over 8.2 either side of center. We're right on the money, that's 26. Another 0.2 to go each side. It should be 26.4. We're on the money. Okay, I've got to put it's meant to be a 6mm radius on these corners, but I only have a 5mm radius cutter, so that's what it's going to be. Okay, that's that done. Now I've got to turn it over and do the opposite side. Just got to run around with a file now and just deburr everything on them corners, and that part is complete. Don't look too bad. Bit of a deburr everywhere, soften these edges. Okay, I've got that assembled. Spins free, and you don't need much movement to make it grip, where the other one was always, well, it was quite sloppy. Back this off, that's what the other one was like. So this is definitely much better. Very little movement, which is good. So now I've got to make the handle, make the shaft for the handle. I've got a new plastic knob for it. Get into building that next. Okay, I've got a bit of bar in here. It's got to come down to 12mm. It's about 18 at the moment, so run the Daintree Life Centre. Yeah, it's got to be total length of 137, so I've got about 150 sticking out there now. Anyway, we'll get this gnawed down. So this is a bit of bar out of a strut out of a car, so it's normally pretty good material. Pretty ordinary finish on that, to be honest, but it's going to take a bit of polishing up to make it look pretty. But I've settled for 12.5 just to make that a little bit more beefier. Anyway, I'll get this polished up and then I'll bring this back. So to polish this back, what I done, I was watching a 4-wheel drive channel on YouTube and they were sponsored by Temu. Now everything I've heard about Temu, it's been pretty ordinary, but it got the better of me and I ordered this, some emery. They're 20-inch rolls, inch wide, from 150 up to 600 grit, and I paid 20 bucks for that, shipped to home. I was surprised actually how good this stuff is, to be honest. It's not bad for the price, and I've just used the 240, the 320 and the 400 Got the 240, I think that's 320. No, I didn't use that one. I only used the 240 and the 400. In a couple of minutes and that's back up smooth again. And it was a crap finish on it. I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest, how good this emery cloth is. It seemed too cheap to be true, but it actually works. Timu reached out the other day via email, asked if, if I wanted to be sponsored by them for an episode, but I really don't know what to do. Let me know what you guys reckon. Should I take them up on their offer? For some end mills or something like that to see how good they are, see if they are any good at all. So let me know what you reckon. But the channel I watch, Roam Life, he had some LED light bars and rock lights and that for his four-wheel drive, and he was quite impressed. And bloody cheap. So anyway, let me know what you guys reckon, if it's worthwhile pursuing or not, and we'll run from there. Anyway, I'm going to part it off and then put in a collet chuck, I think, and put the M8 threads on it. Okay, we're all set up in the collar chuck. For a length of 13.25, it's got to come down to 8mm for an 8 by 1.25 thread. So we're 0.03 up, so a bit of emery will fix that. Okay, I have to put a 1mm wide relief, it says on the plan, down to 6.6. I'm going to change this a bit. I'm going to make that 2mm wide. Plan did say 1.25, which I didn't read properly, but I'm going to make it 2mm wide just to give me that little bit extra room to play with when I'm threading it. I get asked pretty often why I don't invert the tool and run backwards. It's a bit hard on this lathe because I don't run a quick change tool post and you can't get the tool high enough, which is the problem. One day I will get a quick change tool post, but I've always got away without one, and to buy a decent one you're looking at a lot of money. So if he's got any recommendations of a decent one at a reasonable price, yell out. One more pass, I reckon. That is it. Nice. That's good. Okay, I'll flip it around and do the thread on the other end. This one has to be down to 8mm for a length of 15. Okay, so this 8mm thread, as long as I stop, so the thread's got to go to within 3mm of this face, because that has a counter bore in this end of 3mm, so as long as I stop in between there somewhere, we should be right. So there we go, that's the handle complete. We got the depth of the thread and everything correct, it's just flush with the top. So that worked out really well. I like that, that looks beefy. And a lot better than the original. So that's the modification to the body done. Now I've got to sit down and make a heap of inserts for the taps. Okay, off camera I have made one adapter to suit the M8 tap. I run the spiral UFS taps for all the common metrics. So it's a through hole, 2 set screws, a square slot. As you can see, it slots up in there, holds it firm, and then simply goes in to the 1-inch end, nip it up. I won't do them all up, yeah, nip it up and then use it for running taps. Like I say, I run these UFS taps made in Italy. The M5 and M6 have the same size shanks and square ends, so I'll make an adapter for them, or for them two next, and show you how I do it. So I've got a bit of bar here, it's 26mm at the moment. Turn it down to 25.4, 1 inch to fit into this end of the die. Yeah, this one will be 19mm on this top diameter. Yeah, 6mm hole in the guts, and 4.8mm slot, or probably 4.9 to take the square end. Now for a length of 26mm has to come down to 19. Uh, 18.95. Okay, now I've got to put a 6mm hole 28mm deep. Okay, to do this hole, I was sent in this. It was made by LINN, it's a company in the UK. It's a quill DRO. I've put this camera down and I'll show you how it attaches. So it quite easily attaches. I'll just pull this chuck out. So that's how it attaches on. It's got rare earth magnets in the back here that just sit on the front of the quill. And just locks over the end of the quill. These are 3D printed components, obviously. And the good thing about it is, one feature I like is you can position it wherever you like. Because I'm short, I don't have it standing straight up because I'm short, I have it laying over a fair way. Just lock it up. Now you can accurately measure your travel on your quill. It turns itself off after a couple of minutes, or you can turn it off. You can zero out, metric, imperial, whatever you want to do. Brilliant tool. You can buy these on eBay. They do have an eBay site, so yeah, go and check them out. I like it. So we'll center drill this and then run a 5.5mm drill up there and then ream it to 6, and hopefully the reamer does its job. Okay, that hole 28mm deep, so this is where that quill DRA comes in handy. Well, that was a perfect example, which you probably wouldn't pick it up too easy on the quill markings. That drill sucked back in the chuck a little bit. It is a shit of a chuck. But when I pulled it out and checked, see if the end of the flutes were at the end of the job, like the start of the widest part of the drill, it had shifted back about 1.5 mm, so just re-zero it and straight back up to me. Yeah, could get me 28mm depth accurately. So it's going to be a handy tool, this. I really like it. Hard that off at 36.5mm. That'll give me 0.5 mm of clean up on the back. I just pared that off and I thought I'd turn the camera on. So I pressed the button again to turn it off, and then it didn't make the right sound. Then I realised that I hadn't actually started it to record, but it's recording now. Anyway, I didn't miss much. I just parted that off. It parted off clean. It's a 0.5 mm over length. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, there's our blank. Over to the mill, put the slot in. Got to drill 2 holes, 5mm each side of centre. These holes have to be 8mm deep. Now I'm going to swap over to a 5mm end mill and open up this centre portion between the 2 drilled holes. Maybe I should have went in with a 4mm cutter on this one. I think it'll still work alright. Just a little bit of rotation there, that's all. So that's that slot done. And believe it or not, that was almost a disaster because I had it sitting in there and it was only hand tight. Didn't do it up, it was only just sitting there like that. I went to put the spanner on it and that's what it was like. That was almost a problem. That's where the first dimple has to go. And all I'm using is a larger centre drill. Okay, now I'll flip that over and do the other 45-degree one over here. So all there is left to do now is 2 M5 tapped holes to hold the tap in. I'll tap that other one from the other side so I can put a chamfer on that as well. And that is that one complete. Okay, this should fit in there. Yeah, we're all good for that M6. And M5. Pretty nifty, eh? This one here also does me 5/16 UNC tap as well. That's how you make them. Suppose we've got to try it, eh? See how good it is. But I'll make the rest of them I need off camera of these adapters. Righto, let's try an M8. See if it actually does work. Time will tell. So I can let it go, push it into gear. So as you can see, I could stop, start and stop whenever I wanted then. It's actually feels heaps better with that bigger handle. Still got to Loctite that handle in actually, but it works. Back it back out. So there's only one finger on there now. That worked well. Well, I'll move that camera back and up a bit so you can see what my hand's doing. pushing flat out on it. Got a bit of weight on it, but not excessive. That's all the way through that piece. That was my fault, that there. That was my fault. It actually come off the end of fraction, and then it went a kick back up on there, but I should have had the handle wound it, or the shaft a bit further forward. But that tapped that, no dramas. Certainly wasn't hard to hang on to or push the clutch into gear. Wasn't hard at all. Like, didn't feel bad. I'm pretty impressed. Well, there we go. That's the modification done for now, complete. And I made up the adapter for the 4mm die, or tap should I say. So we can do 4mm, 5 and 6mm with this adapter, 8mm and 10mm. The 8mm will take the 5/16 as well. So I'm just going to go through I'll go through all my Imperial taps, spiral ones I have. Yeah, pick out a set and then make a set of holders for them too. Anyway, that's a good modification done, and thanks to Barry for drawing up the new handle, heavier handle. Definitely made a big difference to it. Like, I drove that 10mm tap, no dramas, quite comfortably. Anyway, these plans, or the plans for this handle, will be coming out soon, with a bit of luck. I know I keep saying that, but Barry has been pretty busy. So these will be a modification that if you build this, then you can do this as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Hooroo.